Thanks for tuning in to A Girl's Guide on Air here on the Back to Us Radio Network. Today's sponsor is Audible.com, a leading provider of spoken audio entertainment and information. Listen to audiobooks whenever and wherever you want. Get a free book when you sign up for a 30-day free trial at audiblepodcast.com/back to us. That is audiblepodcast.com/BACK2US.
Okay, stop. Don't say anything. No, let it play. Let it go. Stop trying to control every daggone thing.
It's my show. I'm the one, the engineer.
You can let it be messy a little bit sometimes.
Okay.
Do the thing.
Hi. All right. Well, welcome back to This Married Life.
You could at least give me a cue that we were starting. I was still fixing myself. I'm like,
okay.
Just make sure.
Really?
Yes, I love you too. Go ahead now.
You start. I always introduce.
If we were okay. Well, hi. Go ahead. Just do the thing.
All right. Hi, I am Michelle A. Dowell-Vest.
And I'm Teresa Dowell-Vest.
And this is This Married Life.
Okay, don't change who you are because there's a video camera on. Do the radio show. It just happens that the camera's on.
Oh, gosh.
Just do the radio show. You're sitting here like, I am, and we are. Da, 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 da. Dude,
really?
It's like, don't do that. Just
Okay.
do the radio show. Do the show. Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get your towel?
That's all right.
Okay. Hi. All right. Hi, this is Michelle A. Dowell-Vest.
Hi, and this is Teresa Dowell-Vest.
And this is This Married Life. And I know it's been a while since we've been on air. Like December.
Yes.
Yes.
We took the holidays off, and January was a very busy month for us because we've both transitioned into new positions, work positions, and so we've just kind of needed to focus. But now,
We're back.
yay!
Talk a little.
Boop.
So talk a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Why don't you talk about what you're doing?
I will, but I want you to go first.
Okay. Well, just to bring you up to speed on some great things that are happening. Not only am I currently continuing with my position at Prince George's Community College. I'm an adjunct professor there in communications, public speaking in particular. I am a visiting professor at the University of Virginia through the Carter Woodson Institute for African American and African Studies. Yay. I'm teaching a course that I created called From the Drinking Gourd to Black Twitter, Social Communication for Social Change. And in this course, we're looking at, the applications of social media and social networking and looking at it from a historical perspective, just within the scope of African American history and how social media, social networking, social communication, it's not really a new thing. Just because we have Twitter and Facebook, we seem to think that this is some new invention of today. But we've been communicating socially, of course, since the beginning of time. And social media, if you break down the idea of media and the idea of networking, anytime there's been a need for social change, we've always implored media and networking. So the class really just looks at from slavery in America, the civil rights movement, the birth and life of hip hop, all the way to the present time, and how we reinvent technology for the sake of social change, right?
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a t-shirt today, the organization Lesbians Who Tech out of Northern California, the San Francisco area. Their summit, Lesbians Who Tech Summit, is coming up in 2 weeks in San Francisco, February 27th through March 1st. And I will be one of the speakers. I'm doing an Ignite talk on the very topic that I teach at UVA, The name of the presentation is the same as the name for the class. And the very first line of my presentation is, Frederick Douglass was a blogger. And it's the whole notion that, again, we're not creating anything new with the technology we use. We're just distributing the message a little bit differently. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about attending the Lesbians Who Tech conference, their summit in San Francisco. And I'm excited to be back in Charlottesville. Charlottesville, Virginia is my hometown, and it's also the home of the University of Virginia. And it gives me an opportunity to see family and friends that I hadn't seen since I left there in 2002 to move back to Los Angeles. And it's just a great opportunity. So thank you to the Carter Woodson Institute and to Dr. Deborah McDowell and to Corey Joe and Misty and Emma for letting me stay with them while commuting back and forth between DC and Charlottesville. So
yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
That's exciting.
Yay!
Yay!
Boop, diddy-dee, pow.
Right.
What you doing?
Well, for the first time in a long time, I am able to work one job. I got one job. I've been for the last couple of years working a series of 2, sometimes even 3 jobs. And, DC it's a pricey place to live, and sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And what has kind of suffered is my focus with A Girl's Guide, our shows, the things that I really love and I'm passionate about. And recently I was able to get a full-time position, a good old 9 to 5, and I'm very incredibly thankful for it, because it allows me to have nights and weekends to really do the things that feed my spirit and keep me going. I have felt like a loss and a disconnect from my passion for writing and A Girl's Guide that I've recently reconnected with, and I'm excited to move forward in some new partnerships. I've got some great interviews scheduled on Podcasting for Change, This Married Life. Obviously, now we've incorporated video, so if you're listening on the podcast and you want to see the video of it, please visit agirlsguide.org.
Yes.
agirlsguide.org. You can see that I am wearing a Tag Magazine shirt, and I am a huge supporter of Tag Magazine. The managing editor is Ebony Bell, and she has created DC's, or the DMV's, Richmond and Delaware's only print lesbian and queer magazine for women. And I'm so appreciative of the opportunity that she gives me to write for the magazine and to cover the stories that I do. I've done some amazing interviews. We've got our Enterprising Women edition coming up soon in, I believe, March. And so take a look out for that. We have merchandise for sale. We love the support of our community. So visit Tag Magazine, TAGGMAGAZINE.com. Check out my stories. Check out some of the stories from the other amazing writers there, and subscribe. Get yourself an issue. If you're not in the DMV, Richmond, or Delaware, subscribe to an issue. Have it mailed to your house. I think it's less than a couple dollars a month. So do that. Support. What?
I wonder if Ebony has like a couple, like some archive copies that she can let me take to San Francisco with me to just give away.
I'm sure. Absolutely.
At the conference.
Ebony will be calling you.
I mean, I can take a few. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to take a whole big old box of them, but some. Just like, just to make sure some key people have copies of it. And if there's an opportunity to broaden the reach of Tag Magazine, that'd be great.
Always. One of the things that This Married Life has done is adopted a nonprofit that we want to support. And some of you may or may not know, I sit on the board of Women Healing Women out of Atlanta, and that's our nonprofit that we support here. We support them with our time, with our money, and so we're asking our listeners and our watchers to also support. We're running a campaign drive throughout the year, and we're asking people to log on and donate $10 a month. $10 a month to help women who are healing from intimate partner and sexual violence. Visit our website. It is thriving.org. survivingtothriving.org. And I'll put all the contact information for Tag Magazine's Lesbians Who Tech and Women Healing Women on both Back to Us Network, A Girl's Guide, and our YouTube videos. So check those out. Support.
And then I have a nonprofit organization that I support as well.
Yes?
Yes. The Virginia Foundation for the Humanities.
Yes.
Is my chosen organization that I like to support and trumpet and shake the tambourine and blow the whistle. Every state and territory of the United States has a humanities council. So whether you're here in DC, which also has the DC Humanities Council, every state, again, every territory, and then it's all supported by the national presence, the National Endowment for the Humanities. From 2000 to 2002, I was the program director for the African American Heritage Program for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it's housed at the Virginia Foundation for the Humanities, which is located at the University of Virginia. I've been a supporter of the foundation, and because it's the keeper of the history, the folk life, the oral histories, the locations where our history, American history, resides in every state. So whether you're in Virginia or someplace else, reach out to your humanities councils, find out what they do, find out what they support, and then support them in turn. Yeah. And you can find out more about the Virginia Foundation for the Humanities at the University of Virginia website, virginia.edu.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Boop. And then we just want to let Ollie say hi. Hi! You guys all know Mr. Ollie. He's our kid. Our poodle. Can you say hi? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we decided to incorporate some listener questions because people send us questions all the time, and we thought that it would be fun to answer 2 questions on air today. And so our first question is, Dear Teresa and Michelle, I love to watch the way you love each other. What do I need to do to have a relationship like yours? You can't. And I say that not being,
well, what she's saying is you can have the relationship that you are in. I think when people say they've been watching us, what they mean is they've been watching our relationship as it exists online, like Facebook and Twitter and social media in general, and the photos that we take and share on Instagram and that sort of thing. But like any other couple, we have our challenges, we have our agreements and our disagreements, and we have our moments of snuggle and cuddle time, and we have our moments where we just have to go to our own corners. And I don't think what we're doing or how we're existing is very different or unique from any other couple, except every couple, just like a fingerprint, they fit together in the way that they fit together uniquely. Yeah. So I'd say just show up for each other. And continue to be present with each other. And, there was this one day where Michelle and I were not having an agreement at all about, I forget what the topic was, but I was talking to my mom, and she was like, well, just make sure you don't go to bed angry, and that whole rule of never go to bed angry. And I think if you have a difference or an issue, if you can try your best to resolve it before nightfall so that you can still end the day together, I think that's one way to approach just on a day-to-day. I don't think anyone can really do 50 years without just taking it one day at a time. And I think that's ultimately the answer.
Yeah. And I second that. I think that, you each of us show up to our relationships the way that we show up. And I have my set of experiences and you have your set of experiences. And together they just match. And sometimes when 2 people come together, those match, and sometimes they don't.
Yes.
And it's okay. It's called practice, and practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to pause for just a second.
Why?
Because I'm going to take one moment to just slightly adjust the camera, because right now as it is, I am sitting on my tailbone just so I can stay in frame. Meanwhile, you got all that space over there. You and Ollie just living in paradise. I don't think she really want me to be on the show. Is that better? That seems fair. Look at that's a more equitable frame up.
Okay. Well, how's the light on my face? Is it okay?
See what I'm saying, y'all? Okay. See what I'm saying?
Oh.
See what I'm saying to you.
So,
that's okay. Go ahead, babe.
That's okay.
Here, go ahead on with the thing.
Baby, I make room for you. Come on.
You always make room for me. Y'all should see that closet. But okay, go ahead.
Are we good? Teresa.
Michelle.
Okay, so that goes to our next question.
What happened?
Dear Teresa and Michelle, do you ever fight? So let me take this one. I don't like to use the word fight, right? Because to me it ensues violence, and we don't have that kind of relationship. However, we do fuss. And there are some things that I don't think that we will ever not fuss about. What do we fuss about? Directions in a car. We fuss during an entire project that we're doing together. We were fussing before we got on the air today, just trying to make it work. Because, my wife doesn't have any patience, and she's always fussing at me. Do we fight? No. Do we have disagreements? Absolutely. All the time. But how do we make it work? We just do. We're committed to each other. Mm-hmm. And our life together is more important than a single argument.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my perspective.
Well played, Mrs. Dowell-Vest. Yes, well played.
Ooh. What do you think, Ollie?
Nah, I think... Oh,
I'm sorry.
You see the hierarchy? Michelle, Ollie, Teresa.
That's not the hierarchy.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just teasing because I thought I was being asked for my opinion, but then Ollie's name got popped in there at the last second. But that's okay. Ollie, how do you feel? He's like, yeah.
Just somebody pet me. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Do we fight?
No, we don't fight. I think you said it though. I mean, we haven't gotten into a fight. I don't even know what that looks like. Yeah.
We fuss.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay. So, going into our show.
I just see those drawers open and how every time I've just decided to be like, the drawer's just open.
Have you just resolved it? You just found peace about it?
I've just accepted. I think that's what, that's one of the things I think we will probably talk about here in a second.
Oh, okay.
I think if I see these questions right.
Oh, okay. So, let's move into today's topic. Today's topic is, it's a conversation that we've often had with ourselves. And the question in these conversations, the question that we ask ourselves is, am I doing this right? It's around whether or not we're doing this married life right. And are we showing up in a way that strengthens our relationship? Are we communicating in a way that brings us closer?
The union, not the show.
Right.
Just for clarity's sake.
Right. Are we doing this right?
We're doing the show right?
No. Are we doing this married thing right? And I know. Well, go ahead. Take it.
No, go ahead. No. Finish your setup.
I have something in my eye. Go ahead.
I think the question really comes from the fact that on occasion, and we've alluded to this before, I've alluded to it before, is that, we approach this construct of marriage from two different perspectives. I've never been married before, so I don't know what to expect. Sometimes I don't know what is. Sometimes I'm curious about what's appropriate marriage behavior when it comes to our worlds unifying, right? And then Michelle's been married before, and so sometimes I tend to either rely on her knowledge of having been in a structured unified relationship, and just kind of wonder if I'm doing it right, if I'm doing marriage right sometimes. Because okay, let me just cut to the quick. Okay. Because we ain't got all day to talk about this. This is Valentine's Day. We got things to do.
Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there.
I don't usually celebrate Valentine's Day, but I'm married now, so.
Do you feel like you have to?
I don't. Okay, here we go. This is what it is.
Great segue.
Hey, I'm 42 years old, right? Yeah. And I've never been married. Hey, this girl. Let me tell y'all something. Hold up now. Y'all don't need to see all that. Boop, 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 bow, bow. Anyway, so while I've been in committed relationships before in the past, there was always that opportunity to. I shouldn't say it like I always had the pull cord if I needed to jump ship, but that's not the way to look at it. I think.
But that's honest. Like if it wasn't working, you could very easily just get out.
Or maybe not very easily, but you knew that was an option. I think somewhere in the back of your mind, it was just like, okay, yeah. The saying goes, I'm single until I'm not, right? So, okay. That's the reality.
Yeah.
And I've for the most part have lived alone for a good portion of my adult life. Or if I've had roommates, my roommate John, we were not romantically together. So having to share stuff, having to merge your life in a way where you're just like, I've never had to do this before. So why the expectation that suddenly, poof, at 42, I'm going to do something incredibly different because we're married, right? Mm-hmm. Or approach problem solving or addressing issues in a certain way because now we're suddenly married. And so this way that I've lived for 40 plus years, I'm supposed to just
automatically change it overnight.
Right.
Right.
Now, if we were in our 20s and we were getting married and we're starting out our quote unquote adult life together, mm-hmm. I could see where it would, hey, we're learning this thing. We're learning how to pay bills together. We're learning how to address our taxes together. Right. We're learning how to
do our taxes. Anyway, go ahead.
We're learning how to resolve issues and forge relationships and friendships mm-hmm. as a couple, right? When you're 20, you're just starting out your adult life, and how to set that all up seems like you can learn that together. Mm-hmm. But at 42, I'm like, no, I don't necessarily want to approach things this new way when it's worked for me this whole time as an individual. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the sort of things I find myself asking, am I doing it right?
Can you give an example?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you said, can you give an example?
Do you want to give an example?
To me, things like washcloths and towels are just as personal as underwear. I'm not looking to put on your underwear. I'm not looking to put on your bra. Uh-huh. However, to me, towels and washcloths also fall in that same category of it's hygiene, it's self-care, these are my towels, these are my washcloths. I don't necessarily want to look up and see you all as beautiful as you are. I don't necessarily want to see.
Especially in a towel. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Or a washcloth, whatever. Look, and we had this discussion, many times, and it actually kind of blew up into, a heated discussion about washcloths and towels, and I didn't understand
it wasn't about washcloths and towels. Right. It's like the cap being left off the toothpaste. That's not really the issue. It's the issue of going back to, if I've only done things this particular way, do you have the expectation of me rewiring myself because we're married?
Well, and as I was getting ready to say, we each come with our own set of values and the way that we've done things. Like, you come with yours, I come with mine. In my households, washcloths and towels were done, laundry was done together. They got put into a towel closet. I don't know, I'm not yelling. But they got put into
always telling me I'm loud.
Because you're loud. But that's what I love about you. I do.
Go ahead.
So they all went into the linen closet, and you grabbed one and you just kept it moving. Now, Teresa was grown up where everybody had their own set of towels and nobody used them and they didn't get commingled. And so for me, I approached this, this life with like, okay, let's do the towels. Let's put them somewhere joint together. And I just grab it as I go. Not okay with her. And it got to the point where I would grab a towel and she was furious with me. And I'm going, I don't understand. And at the end of the day, I had to understand where she was coming from. I had to see that's just how she was raised. It's not as important to me to have commingled towels as it is important for her to have her own set of towels. And so I just bend and go, okay, you have your towels, I have mine. Problem solved.
Okay, well, we live in a long time on the towels. You gave an example. You asked me to give an example mm-hmm. of one occasion. The towel is not the issue. No,
but it's the way we come with our own set of stuff.
Like Ollie sleeping on the bed.
Right.
That to me just seems like that's crazy town. We live in crazy town when the animals sleep on the bed. But to you, he's not an animal. He's your pet. He's your baby. Mm-hmm. I grew up with pets. I grew up with dogs and cats.
Big dogs, yard dogs. That's the difference.
No, we had a little poodle named Buffy. Buffy never slept in our bed.
Oh, sorry for you.
Buffy was part poodle, part chihuahua mix.
Okay. That's an interesting dog.
Buffy was sweet and pretty. Mm-hmm. Buffy never slept on anybody's bed.
Okay.
Buffy had her own bed.
Okay.
Buffy was an indoor dog too, but it was just like everybody has their place.
Well, and for me and for Ollie, Ollie and I have been together for a long time, and for him to all of a sudden have to sleep on his bed when he's always slept on the bed, and for the most part, Ollie sleeps at the edge of the bed by my feet. He's non-invasive. That's just the way he connects with me as his mom. And there are times when he'll kind of creep up and try to get on the pillow or kind of get between us and snuggle, but that's very rare. Yeah. But it was a real discussion, and what we realized is that by doing and putting him on the floor and not giving him that cuddle time that he gets at night, he started to feel rejected and
put out, and he would act out, and it became very upsetting in a lot of ways, but not just to us, but certainly to him. And once I started to understand that, thank you, Gina Carroll, by the way, and all the people on Facebook who gave your input, but Gina in particular, she just nailed it for me, I think.
What did she say?
Understanding that, not everyone sees pets as an extension like children, but they still have feelings and emotions, and we're not all terribly different in the way we handle things. He just can't communicate it in the same way, so it may come out in the way of him peeing on the floor or chewing up shoes or whatever way he needs to communicate his malcontent with the situation. So I began cuddling with him more, and he's sleeping in the bed now. And he usually, like Michelle says, he sleeps towards the foot of the bed. But then it's funny. I feel my, Cruella de Vil heart kind of melt, and he's like,
Are you feeling some love towards Ollie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why are we addressing this question today of am I doing this right? And I think at the end of the day, we are. I think that when you show up wholeheartedly trying to be the best person that you can be in a relationship and love in the best way that you know how, and you talk about things honestly, and you want the best for your mate, for your relationship, where you don't operate from ego as much as you operate from love. I think that you are doing it right. Do we screw it up sometimes? Sure. I mean, we're human. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, that our relationship is more important than any one single issue, and everything is workable, and nothing is that important to, carry the guilt of not doing it right. Because I don't know that there is a right way to do it other than be who you are.
Right, yeah. You just have to be genuine in yourself. And then also be open and listening to the needs of the other person. In other words, is it compromise? Sure. But I think we have saddled the word compromise with this negative idea of giving up who you are.
Yeah.
That somehow you're forfeiting a bit of yourself in order to make the other person happy. And I think that's what leads to some resentment. However, I think it is also important to see just the world from the other person's perspective. And in our case, it's from three perspectives.
He just growl at you?
He just wants this. He's just kind of, he's dreaming. He's asleep.
He's dreaming.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. I don't, as someone who's, newly married, we've not been married a year. And by newly married, I mean, a novice at it. It's a huge learning curve about.
I'm kind of a pro. What? I am. I've been married, and I've been married more than one time, more than twice.
I think that's when I say, I turn to you for, okay, am I doing this right? I think that the question of today comes from the fact that I've asked her a few times, am I doing this right? Like, am I doing marriage right? Yeah. And she consistently says the same thing. It's not a matter of right or wrong, but we do have to have a discussion about how we're going to go forth and handle this. Some things she makes a shift in, some things I make a shift in. One thing I won't be shifting in is the sharing of towels. No,
and I'm fine.
Can't do it.
I don't touch her towels. Yeah. I'm glad she told me she had a special towel that she's had since she was like 10, because I would have made that thing a rag, and we would have probably been in our first fight.
Lord, the babies.
And my reaction, and that's the thing, I don't, when I think of, other relationships that I've been in or other marriages that I've been in, and compare it to this one, there is just no comparison. This is by far my most happiest
Marriage, my most happiest relationship. I am more committed here than I probably was in other relationships and other marriages. More connected. I trust the choice that I made in a mate. Why are you laughing at me?
I was mugging for the camera. We
Were
probably
you?
shouldn't have this thing now because I'm like,
I think, and that came from really knowing myself and what I wanted, and not even having expectations for her to meet all my needs and be the super wife. But I trust my choice, and I fully am happy with the choice that I made, and know that she's going to show up in exactly who she is and who I chose to be in my life. And so there's no right or wrong. Every day she shows up loving me is the right way to be married to me. And from there, we work out everything as it comes. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what else you want to say?
Even though the notion of the towels being, a prime example, I think it's more of one of the day-to-day examples. I think one of the larger examples of, questioning, am I doing this right, is when it comes to merging our income and merging our approach to
Finances?
How do we again, it just goes back to if I've operated under a system of one for so long, I'm still learning how to operate financially, and no, I can't make a decision to go to some event or conference, or can't accept every time someone says, hey, do you want to judge a forensics competition, or do you want to speak at this engagement? I keep forgetting that I need to address our relationship. I need to ask my wife. Ask my wife if I can go play. I hope she says yes.
Hope you're not on restriction.
Yeah. But that happened recently, where I was invited to be a judge at a local speech and debate tournament at Nova CC, Northern Virginia Community College. And I said yes without really consulting Michelle, just because it was more like an impulse or just a reaction. It's just, it's been a part of my life for so long that, participating in speech and debate, being a communications professor, doing this has been something I've always done. And on this particular weekend, I didn't see it forward in realizing that we were renovating our guest room. So had I gone to the tournament and left her here by herself all weekend, she would have had to have finished the room by herself, which neither one of us could really do alone. And the room turned out beautifully because we worked as a team.
It did.
But that's, it's...
Because she listened to me. That's really why it turned out beautifully. But, well, I mean, we can talk about that if you want to talk about that. Well,
no, I'm done talking about it.
What?
The room is beautiful. The room looks really nice.
it looks gorgeous.
Great.
Anyway, I'm just rambling because I was completely right about how to do the floors and how to put the bed in the truck and how to do all these things. And, it happens. She can't win all the time. She can't. She does really well, though. But you guys should have seen her trying to stain the floors on her hands and knees when I was like, why don't you just use this tool that I bought? And then poof, the floors were done. Why is your face like that?
It's not like nothing.
Am I telling the truth?
You are.
Okay. But she did a good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your compliments.
It's for a team. I think we learned. What did we learn? Always have a foreman.
Always have a foreman and a plan. Like if we're doing a project together, someone needs to step up as the leader, and we can alternate projects where we're the leader, but within that individual project, that person needs to remain the leader.
Or that person needs to know what they're doing. So,
Never go to bed angry, but no one say anything about lunch.
You're so silly.
I'm just saying.
Actually, that whole weekend was a test to how we communicate and figure out projects, and I think we learned a lot about ourselves.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. I was about to say we learned a lot about how manage our
stress or
oh yeah, that's it. I was looking for the word. How we manage stress.
was that really the word you were looking for?
I really was.
Okay.
Given the fact too that we're both non-smokers now.
Yeah.
I quit 2 years ago. You quit a year ago.
Yeah. 14 months ago, actually.
Oh, well, yeah, a little bit more now. You know, December 20th was our respective anniversary. 2 years, 1 year, and that day was a test.
Did you want to smoke?
Did I?
Oh, I wanted to have some wine or drink or something.
We'd have been some smoking alcoholics up in this piece. Have we given in? Have we given in? Have we given in?
Oh
Just-
my God. Yeah.
Just,
I'm glad it's done.
but we learned. We learned, and we're learning. Current, present tense, ongoing.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else?
So I think that's kind of it for our show today. Do we want to say anything else?
No, we are going to establish a routine and regularity with the show.
Yes.
We will have guests on the show. We've
Sometimes,
asked
not always.
some couples to participate with us. So we have some wonderful people who are slated to join us this year.
Yes.
Again, we have some lesbian couples. We have some gay men couples. We have some heterosexual couples. We have couples whose relationships have stood the test of time without actually having been married per se in terms of a ceremony, but have lived a married life. So we are going to be talking to all sorts of people about
All sorts of things.
all sorts of things.
So make sure you tune in. Also, make sure that you follow our hashtag. It's hashtag #ThisMarriedLife or hashtag TML on Twitter. We want to answer your questions. We've got lots of them we're going to answer, but we want more. And we want to know what you thought about today's show.
And continue to send questions. Did you
Yeah,
say that?
I did.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Was
I'm
she
sorry.
zoned out? What?
Well, no, I was looking at the
Were you
new
distracted by
hashtag.
my beauty?
Yes.
Yes, I know. Okay, it happens. Happens to the best of them. But so I just also want to give a shout out to Anise Mabry, the founder and creator of Back to Us Radio Network, who gives us the space to air this show and to do what we do. And she's just an incredible person who does so many incredible things for the community. And support our shows here on Back to Us. We have a ton of new shows coming up. As far as new shows in development, I know that she's got a show that she's developing called, what's it, The Second Half? No.
Second season.
The second season. That was actually your idea, and she's found some people to host that show. It's a show with people who are in the second season of their life and how they view the world and how they are approaching life and love and all those things. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, on A Girl's Guide, check out Podcasting for Change. That is my interview, question and answer podcast where I get to interview lots of amazing people. I am building an incredible network of support for A Girl's Guide and lots of people slated to interview over the next few months. So check those out. And, at the end of the day, it's our job to create a better world. And that's what we're doing. Right? Creating a better world?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. You know me and my big old heart. I always like to say love on somebody a little extra because you never know who may need it. You want some extra love?
Sure.
It is Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a kiss? Mm-mm. Is that all I get?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stop now. You see the people looking?
I love you.
Always somewhere trying to be fast.
I'm being fast.
Frisky.
You're fast.
Fresh.
Anyway, thank you all.
Thanks, y'all.
Until next time, catch us. This Married Life. Teresa, Michelle, Dowell-Vest. Teresa, Michelle. Bye.
You didn't say your thing.
What thing?
We don't heal in isolation.
Oh, fuck.
You always sign off with that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Can't do it now.
Today's sponsor is Audible.com, a leading provider of spoken audio entertainment and information. Listen to audiobooks whenever and wherever you want. Get a free book when you sign up for a 30-day free trial at audiblepodcast.com/back to us. That is audiblepodcast.com/BACK2US.